Hi, I'm Katie Jones and this is your Halloween cowl. So grab your hooks and your yarn and join me for making your star patch. Our star is a block colour design worked in 2 rounds, starting from a magic circle, working our centre round 1, and then going to our round 2 where we create the points of our star. I'm going to be showing you step by step through the process of making your star patch, going through the stitches in both UK and US terms. This tutorial is for the left-handed version of our star. If you're after the right-handed version, you can click here. To work along with me, you want to get your hook and your yarn in a weight that matches your hook. And if you're following along and making your patches as part of the Halloween cowl, you can look in the blurb below to see which hook size and which yarn you should be using for your outcome. So grab your tools and join me for working step by step through your star patch. So I'm going to start my star by working my magic loop or magic circle. And I'm going to take my yarn, leave a little tail, hold it, wrap around my 2 fingers. So my tail is underneath and it crosses over the top. So I'll show that again. I've got my yarn, I've got a tail. I come around my 2 fingers and cross. And then with my hook, I'm going to come under that loop, hook the yarn and bring it through to the right side, and then I'm going to pinch that so I don't drop it, and I want to secure my loop, so I'm going to set up my hand. So I take my yarn, come round my hand, I then can pinch where I was holding, and I want to secure my magic loop by working 1 chain. So I'm going to wrap around my hook and pull through just to secure my magic loop. So I've just worked a single magic loop, and now I'm going to work over the loop for my first round. So working over the loop and the tail, trapping it as I go in my first round. So to start off, I'm going to set my hand up and I want to chain 3. So I'm working yarn over 1, yarn over 2, yarn over 3 to get my height out from my magic loop or my magic circle. And this is going to count as a fake UK treble or a fake US double crochet. So this chain of 3 is our height out and works as a fake stitch. I'm now going to work 1 UK treble or 1 US double crochet. And so to do that, I'm going to yarn over my hook. I'm going to place my hook into the middle of that magic circle, hook my yarn at the back, bring it through to the right side. You can see I've got 3 loops on my hook, which is what we want for this stitch. And then I'm going to complete the stitch by yarning over, pulling through 2. And I've got 2 left on my hook. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. So here I've worked my first UK treble or my first US double crochet. I now want to chain 1, so I'm going to yarn over and pull through 1. And now I want to continue the pattern by working 2 UK trebles or 2 US double crochets. So I'm yarning over, going into the middle of that loop, grabbing my yarn from the back, bringing it through. I've got 3 on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I want to work 1 more of these, and I'm working over the loop and the tail when I'm working into that magic circle. So yarn over, into the middle, hook the yarn at the back, bring it forward. I've got 3 on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So I've now worked 2 groups of 2. You can see my first chain acted as a fake stitch. Then I've got my first stitch, my chain gap, and then I've got 2 stitches. So I now want to do a further chain gap. And I'm going to repeat and work 2 more UK trebles or 2 more US doubles. So yarn over, into the loop, grab my yarn from the back, so yarn over, grab from the back, pull through. I've got 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And I've got 1 more of those. Yarn over, into the middle, hook my yarn from the back, so yarn over, pull through to the right side. I've got 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you can see at the moment I've got 1, 2, 3 groups of 2, and I want to have a total of 5. So I'm going to work 1 more chain, and I'm working 2 more UK trebles or US double crochets into the center. So 1, 2, I've got a chain of 1, and you can see now I've got 4 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 2, and I want to finish with 5. So I've got my chain here I've done, and now I'm working 2 more UK trebles or US doubles. And I want to finish this round with a single chain. And then I want to join it with a slip stitch, but first I need to reduce my round so it meets. So this is where we use the magic of our magic circle. I'm going to take my tail here, pinch my work and pull. And it will ruche up, closing our circle in the middle, bringing our round together. And I'm going to finish the round by joining in the 3rd chain up. So we can count 1, 2, 3. And I'm joining in the top of my 3rd chain. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and I'm coming into the chain. I want to catch 2 parts of the loop for a firm join. So try not to just grab 1 strand of the loop as it tends to pull. Go in the stitch and get 2 strands of the loop on the top. Yarn over and hook your yarn from the back, pull through the stitch we've gone through and through the stitch on our hook, all at once to join with a slip stitch. And that's completed our first round of our star. We're now going to continue working in the same colour for our round 2. And to start off, I want to start with a UK double crochet or a US single crochet. And we're going to be working it slightly backwards in our pattern. So we've joined at the top of this chain, but we want to work into the chain space slightly behind where we've joined. So we're going to bend back slightly, go through the chain space, come out, hook our yarn from the back, bring it through to the right side where we have 2 loops on our hook. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops to complete the first stitch of my round. So that's a double crochet in UK terms or a single crochet in US terms. I now want to chain 5. So I'm going to work a chain of 5. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 4, yarn over, pull through 5. And we're now going to start working back down our chain to create the points of our star. So we're going to miss the first stitch of our chain and work into the second stitch. And to help create a nice edge, we're going to work into the back bump of the stitch rather than through the front of the stitch. So if you look at your chain, you should be able to see the little bumps that go along the center, and we're going to work through these. So we're missing the first, and into the second, I'm going to work 1 UK double crochet or 1 US single crochet. So I'm going through the hump, the bump of the back of that stitch, and I'm working my first stitch. So I hook my yarn from the back, I pull through to the front, I've got 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through both. Now my next stitch along, I want to work a UK half treble or a US half double crochet. So for this stitch, I'm going to yarn over my hook. I'm going to go into the next bump of the stitch, through, yarn over my hook from the back, pull through that loop. I've got 3 loops on my hook, and then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through all 3 at once to create my UK half treble or my US half double crochet. My next stitch up, I'm going to be working is a UK treble or a US double crochet. So for this, I'm going to yarn over, work through the next bump of the stitch, hook my yarn from the other side or yarn over, pull through that first loop. I've got 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2. I've got 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2. And you can see our star point is starting to take shape using our different height stitches. We want to finish off our point by working a longer stitch. So this will be a UK double treble or a US treble. And what we want to do is yarn over our hook twice. So we wrap around twice. We've created 2 loops. We're going to work into the next bump of the stitch. So the stitch just above our double crochet. Yarn over, pull it through that first loop. So we've now got 4 loops on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2. We've got 3. Yarn over, pull through the next 2. We've got 2. Yarn over, pull through the final 2. So we've now created our longest stitch, and that's a UK double treble or a US treble. We now want to anchor this back into the center of our star. So you can see we want to attach it. So we're going to miss those 2 stitches. So we've got our fake UK treble or our fake US double crochet and our next treble or US double crochet, and then we've got our chain space. So we want to work in the next chain space where we're going to anchor our point with a UK double crochet or a US single crochet. So we go into that space with our hook, come through, hook the yarn, bring it back through to the right side. We've got 2 loops on our hook, and once we've got our 2 loops on our hook, we want to yarn over and pull through both to complete our first point of our star. We're now going to repeat this process for our next point. So we want to chain 5. So working 5 chains. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 4, and our final yarn over, pull through 5. So we're now going to work back along our chain, and remember we're working into the back bumps. So we missed the first stitch, and then in the second stitch we're going straight in without wrapping our hook because we're going straight into the loop, hooking our yarn from the back, pulling it through that first loop. So we've got 2, and then yarn over and pulling through 2. And that's working our first UK double crochet or our first US single crochet. We're now going to work the next stitch up, which is a UK half treble or a US half double crochet, where we yarn over our hook, work into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through that first loop. So we've got 3 on our hook. Then we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through everything at once. For our next stitch along, so our third stitch back, we're going to be working a UK treble or a US double crochet. So we're going to yarn over our hook, work into the next loop, through, hook our yarn from the back, pull it through to the front. We've got 3 on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2. We've got 2 on our hook, yarn over, pull through the next 2. And we want to finish off our slope of stitches by working a UK double treble or a US treble. So this is where I'm going to yarn over my hook twice because it's a longer stitch. So you have 2 wraps before you work into the next stitch along. Yarn over, pull your yarn through to the front. You should have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now you've worked your second point. We want to anchor it into our round 1 in our next chain space. We're going to be anchoring it using a UK double crochet or a US single crochet. So we go straight into that hole, straight into the gap in the chain space. Come through, hook your yarn from the back, pull it through to the front where you've got 2 loops now on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. And you can now see we've completed 2 full points of our star. And so I'm going to carry this on for the next 3 points. So I'm going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Working into the back bump of the stitch, I'm going to work my slope of stitches. So I miss my first stitch, and then in UK terms, I'm going to make 1 double crochet, 1 half treble, 1 treble, 1 double treble. And so then in US terms, I'm going to work 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet and 1 treble to get my slope of stitches to create my point. So I'm working my first stitch, my second stitch, my third stitch, and my fourth stitch along my chain to create my third star point. I'm then going to anchor back into round 1 in my next chain space using a UK double crochet or a US single crochet. And I want to repeat that for my 2 remaining points. So I'm going to work both points and I'm going to finish at the end of my last slope before I anchor it in. So I'm working 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then coming back. So missing 1, and working into the back bump and working my first stitch, second stitch, third stitch, fourth stitch. and anchoring in the chain space. And for my last point, I'm working 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, missing one and then coming down. First stitch, second stitch, third stitch, fourth stitch, and that completes my final point of my star. So just to recap, we're chaining 5, we miss 1 stitch, and then in UK terms you're working 1 double crochet, 1 half treble, 1 treble, 1 double treble. And then in US terms you're working 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet and 1 treble. And then you're anchoring into your space, but as this is our last, we've already worked a stitch in the first chain space. This is where we started our round. So to join, we're going to work through the top of that stitch, so through the top of that UK double crochet or US single crochet, and join with a slip stitch. So grab your yarn from behind, pull through and through the one on your hook to join your round. We're then going to fasten off. So how I work this is I wrap around as if working one more chain, pull through, take my scissors, I'm going to snip, I take my hook, I pull that loop all the way through and give it a tug to secure. And there you can see our completed star patch. So I'm now going to sew my ends in. So I'm going to take a tapestry needle, turn my star to the back. So the front is where we can see the edge of that chain stitch, and the back you can see is a little bit more bumpy. I'm going to give that middle tail a pull just to secure our magic loop. Thread this up, and then I'm just going to sew back through the stitches, so through the base of those stitches to secure my end. And I like to work one way and then just catch the stitch and work back on myself a little bit to secure. Give it a tug, take my scissors and snip, and then I want to thread up my outside end where I've fastened off, and I can sew this through the back of the edge stitches to secure. Make sure you don't misshape your point, so don't ruche your stitches. So I sew along the edge, give it a tug to make sure it doesn't misshape, and then sew back against myself to fully secure. Give it a tug, take my snips and chop the end. And there you have your completed star patch. I hope you enjoy working on your stars, and if you're joining me for the Halloween patch cal, save this playlist as I'll be adding a new patch video daily over the next week. Happy hooking!